Hey boys and girls, it's me. And I want to wish everybody a belated Happy New Year 2022. So we're into the second year of our 2-week pandemic, and we're just going at this thing full bore. And one thing, first of all, I missed everybody, and sometimes life gets in the way. I haven't made a video in over a month, and I apologize for that. But sometimes things get a little hectic around here. And plus, it's been wintertime, so there's really not a lot going on. However, since the new year got started, two of my friends were starting up an auction business, which is kind of a nice thing to see when, through the pandemic, you see all these businesses closing up, that new businesses are launching and going on. So two of my friends actually got together. They started their own auction business. And they were going to actually launch the first auction during the pandemic, but because of the restrictions and things that were going on in the state of New Jersey at the time, it wasn't thought of as having being the best of ideas to start up an auction and have a bunch of people in a room during a pandemic. However, we just had an auction a couple weeks ago, and I went there and I actually came home with 5 things. So I'll talk and describe. I'll just put the pictures up so you can see. First things, I bought a flat of some tubes that I needed, and I sell tubes at events. I also buy tubes as well. So if you're interested in wanting to sell some tubes, I'll be honest and fair with pricing up your stuff. As most of you know, some tubes have significant value, and unfortunately, like compactrons that went in the '60s black and white TVs, or just throw them against the wall and watch them pop. Just have zero value whatsoever. So I had to buy this flat tubes. Next thing here is you'll see I have this neat little Heath kit. This is a power supply that I picked up. And I thought it would just be kind of a handy thing to have around. I got it for a fairly low bid, and I figured, well, hey, what the heck, and might be worth sharing that with somebody. So, newbie or something like that that's looking for an inexpensive low voltage AC/DC power supply. Next I got here is this Zenith radio. And, this is a home run. I got this thing for next to nothing. And I've already cleaned it up, and I've passed that on to a new owner that is going to put that in a nice home and be happy with it. Next thing I got was this Silvertone radio, which I got for a very reasonable number, and I got it for less than the cost of buying a 1L6. So that came home with me. But last but not least, I got this thing undercover. This was the highlight of my day. So I had to do some work to it, but I'll explain. Let me show that to you now. Okay, boys and girls, you ready? I was so excited to get this thing. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. An RCA electron tube advertising clock. And needless to say, everything works, as well as the clock. And, I got to get up and turn on the backlight. Okay, here we go. There you go. Isn't that cool? I've always wanted to have something like this in the shop here. So, I was able to get this, and it's just... it did not work. Because, typically at these auctions you get these things, whereas as is, the fluorescent light that's inside was fine. But I had to do some other things. The clock did not work. So I'm not a clock guy, but it's working now, and it's actually keeping fairly accurate time. It's showing right now about 21 minutes after 6, and it's... this is a Thursday night, so let me show you what I had to do. Okay, so here's the back of it. Oh, maybe I should have taken this tag off. This is my bidding tag. All right, let me open it up so you can actually see the guts. And there it is. So what you have is this little 12-watt fluorescent light here. The clock is like right here in front of the light. This might be a little hard to see. And there's a little drawstring here that turns the light out. Here we go. So now you need to see it. Maybe you can see it better that way. So light. Here's the clock itself right here. I do have it plugged in right now and it's on. But the clock didn't work, and also I put a new line cord on because what was on here was kind of ugly. But just to get at this was rather interesting. So ultimately what I had to do was I had to take the clock out, and here I've got, I'm going to tilt the camera to the table so we can see things a little bit better. I'll move the drawing string out of the way. No, this is not cottage cheese. But I use these things to store parts and things as I'm doing the work. I actually found the motor for this thing on eBay. So this is the original motor. And it says Synchron on it. And in this little window, when the motor is working now, I don't know a lot about clocks and electric clock motors and things like that. So this is my first time delving into something like this. So this was the original motor. And anyway, what I had done was when I got the new motor that I got on eBay, I attached a cord to this, put it in my Variac, and when I brought it up, in this little window, let me get my pointer, my little window right here, where am I? I'm just seeing it out right here. As the clock is working, this thing kind of flitters. So it actually is on a spring and it's just spinning around, and that's how you know the motor is working. Well, this motor does not work. It might be repairable. Again, I don't know a lot about these things, but maybe if you do, put something in the comments, and maybe I'll take it apart later on. Now, this was what was attached to the new clock that's already in the box. But what happens is this actually lines up there. You can see that there's two ears on here. I get this in here. I can't tell. One here, one here, and then this piece would actually screw onto it. You would actually put. Actually, I'm going the wrong way. It goes in this side, and there's a little gear here, and it would go into this hole. If I can get in there. Kind of hard to do this when I'm actually looking through the camera finder. Well, I have the screws in place, but where these two screws are on top is where that would mount up. But because the arms, I wanted to keep the original arms, I was able to undo these screws, take it out of the original motor, the new motor, and then put the original one of these on this so I could still work with the arms from the clock. So it was just a matter of doing that transplant, kind of going in here. It's still a little bit dirty, but it was a lot dirtier than what you see here inside the box. And I didn't really have to do anything to the light. The light itself worked good. The fluorescent star was good. Everything was good there. And the only other thing I still have yet to do is that I think that I found one of these on eBay, the same advertising clock. It's up there right now if you want to take a look. Just look under RCA tube clock. But the one that's on eBay had two thumb screws here and here. Now there is the slider washer intact on this side, but it's missing on this side. So I'm going to just put in one screw just to kind of hold the back door together on this one, and that I'll be fine with that. So anyway, really happy to get this thing. I was just blown away. I won't tell you what I paid for the clock at the auction, but I will share with you that the motor was with New Jersey sales tax. Thank you, eBay. $96. So, needless to say, I have well over $100 into this thing, but I think I got myself a really, really cool piece of advertising. So, this was an auction item. And I'll probably just leave this on the bench tonight plugged in and see how accurate the clock is. So far, it seems to be pretty good. So those were my auction finds, and the same outfit will be having another auction tentatively sometime in the spring, and I'll leave it at that. So if I know it's going to be happening, I'll share that with everybody. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for being, most of you being loyal watchers. So sorry I haven't made any videos in a while, but I usually have time problems, and I also want to put in worthwhile content. Thank you very much, and see you down the road. Stay safe. Bye.